everyone, I'm Emma, and I'm your storyteller for today. Tonight's story is called Terence the Wren, and this is Chapter 7. The next morning the friends awoke early, and this time, as it was light, they could see daylight streaming in through little gaps. What they hadn't seen before was that the chamber itself led on some more, and outside they could hear Sam already at the end of it. He sounded busy and purposeful, and appeared to be crunching through some nuts. Len and Terence made their way to Sam, and as they neared him they saw the view Sam had been talking about the day before. Thankfully, and especially so for Len, this was also a very wide and sturdy branch, and so Len and Terence ventured out feeling quite safe that they weren't going to fall down. As they did, they looked around them, mouth and beak open in awe. This was amazing. They were so high they could see above the tree canopy. Up here everything looked lush and green as the trees had their new spring leaves. They could see for miles from up here. There was so much to see it was hard to know where to look first. "Good, you're up," said Sam. "Grab yourself something to eat. We have a busy day ahead." Terence and Len looked about and managed to find a few flies and some grubs hidden under the bark. When they'd had their fill they were feeling a little more awake, and Terence, keen to get on with the day, asked Sam what the plan was. "I'm so keen to find my wings," he said. "Now I can see how far I'll be able to fly. I can't wait to find them." And so Sam, who had given the day's events much thought, explained what he had in mind. "Well, firstly," he began, "we need to think about which direction you think you might have come from, because if you can work that out, we might be able to take you back to where your nest is, and your mum or dad might still be there, hanging around in case you show up." "That's what I would do if I were there, if there were two of me," he said. "I'd send one out searching and leave one behind in case you returned on your own." Until now, Terence hadn't considered this, but now Sam had explained it, it seemed a jolly good plan. "Well, I can help with that," said Len. He pulled Terence closer and pointed so that Terence could follow his gaze. "Do you see that stream over there?" he said. "That's my stream," he said. "The one where you first met me. So we know you came from somewhere over there to have got to me." Terence looked, and he did indeed remember the stream. "Can you remember what happened before you met me?" said Len. "What was the last thing you remember before you found me?" "Well," thought Terence, I remember I was hunting for grubs, and then I remember learning about my wings not being my proper wings." "That's it," said Len. "Where were you going? Where were you when you learned about your wings?" said Len. Terence was closing his eyes, trying to picture where he'd been. "I remember there were these big animals, and they told me, and they were eating, grass," he exclaimed triumphantly. "Yes, they were definitely eating grass. I remember now, as I knew they weren't going to eat me, if grass is what they wanted." "Aha," said Sam. "Good work, you two. So if they were eating grass, they were most likely in a field." All three looked out beyond the stream, and in the distance they could just about make out some patches that were lighter green than the rest, and on those patches there were indeed some brown blobby things that Terence presumed could be the animals he had seen previously. "Right then, that's settled. All we need to do is head over there then. And little one," he said as he nodded towards Terence, "we will find your mum." "Or Dad," chipped in Len. "Yes, or Dad. One of your parents at least. And then they will be able to sort out how you get your new wings. All we need to do is think of an easy way to get there." "Aren't we just going to hop or walk it then?" quizzed Len. "I mean, I don't want to be rude, Sam, but we don't exactly have many other options, do we?" "Aha," said Sam. "That's what you think. Just you leave that with me," he said. That's the end of tonight's chapter. Night night. See you soon.